Hey everyone. So recently I've been thinking about buying Nintendo. Not Nintendo Switch or anything, just Nintendo as a company. Um, a few weeks ago I was thinking about buying Microsoft, but I won't be doing that anymore simply because of this new shift in focus that I've had on Nintendo. I realized that actually if I purchased Microsoft, the only people I'd be benefiting would be Microsoft by making the Xbox the number one console in the gaming market. Whereas if I purchase Nintendo, I'm going to benefit millions of people around the planet. And so that's why I will no longer be purchasing Microsoft. Um, so we'll go over a few things I would do if I was in charge of Nintendo. First of all, we'll talk about prices of old games and new games. So for example, if a game from the Wii U was ported over to the Switch, it would be £20, not 50. It would not be full price. I would not charge you full price for an old game. So old games coming over to the Switch would be a normal £20. But this also goes for new games. Now new games won't be £20, they will be full price. However, gradually over time as they get older, they will drop in price dramatically. They will also be included in more sales, sales that are actually worth it and will have big discounts. And so those two things I think will help a lot. You know, the first party games will become cheaper over time and they will be included in more sales. Not only that though, but I would also bring out the GameCube 2. That's right, I would bring out the GameCube 2 because why not? Now, the GameCube 2 would be 10 times more powerful than the PlayStation 5 and the Xbox Series X combined. And it will also be cheaper than those two consoles. So, yeah, the GameCube 2 is definitely something that would happen, and it would be amazing. Now, let's say I was in charge of Nintendo before the 3D All-Stars collection came out. Well, how would the collection look if I directed that? Well, first of all, Super Mario 64 would be widescreen. Second of all, Mario Galaxy 2 would have been included. And overall, the collection would have been a lot better. It would have also been cheaper. So there's that. Not only that though, guys, but I would also bring all of the PlayStation exclusives to the Switch. Now you might be thinking, well, they're not going to agree to that because that's why they're exclusive. Well, actually, think about it this way. The people who run Sony, they have kids who probably own Switches. Who knows, maybe the people running Sony also have Switches. I'm sure they'd love to play the Sony games on a handheld console. And so I think they would just agree and let me do that. So yeah, I would put all the PlayStation exclusives on the Switch. Now let's see, what else would I do? Well, there are a few things I would do if I was in charge of Nintendo right now. Yeah, so I'm thinking about buying Nintendo. This is obviously only going to work if Nintendo are willing to sell the company to me. So if you are watching this, Nintendo, definitely reach out and we can sort something out. If not, that is a shame. I just think the company will benefit with me running it. Now you might have questions about how I'm going to make the GameCube 2 happen, how it's going to be 10 times more powerful and still be cheaper. Don't worry about that, okay? I like to figure things out as I go along. But, you know, you don't have to worry about anything. I just think if I was in charge of Nintendo, it would be in a better place right now. Also, one thing that just came to my mind. Recently, Nintendo have been cancelling tournaments and stuff like that. If I was in charge of Nintendo, none of that. None of that. In fact, I'd be encouraging it. Well, that's all for me today. The rest is for me and Nintendo to talk about. So, that being said, let's hope it happens.